Hi, everyone. I am here today to walk you through our lesson on diction. So our week 7 work will be focused on author's diction and word choice, and learning about steps on how to analyze and comment on diction when it comes to writing a rhetorical analysis. So our teaching point today is students will be able to analyze an author's diction and tone and comment on the effectiveness of those choices. So diction, there we go. Diction is defined as the words the writer chooses to convey a particular meaning. When a writer or author or speaker is choosing the words to put on the page, they are intentional about which words will match with their purpose and match with their message. And so when we analyze diction, it's our job to understand why they are choosing the words that they do. So when analyzing diction, look for specific words or short phrases that seem stronger than others. You want to be choosing words that hold emphasis or have strong connotations. You aren't choosing words like the or pronouns, but rather words that hold feeling and emotions that help us better understand the message and the purpose. Diction is never going to be the entire sentence. If I ask you to analyze an author's syntax, then analyze that entire sentence. But for diction, I want you to look at 1, 2, maybe 3 words or a phrase. You want to also look for a pattern or maybe like similarities in the words the writer's choosing. So is the writer or author choosing words that create sadness or happiness or anxiety? Okay. The patterns can suggest the type of diction or which elements are worth writing about. Repeating the same word or phrase emphasizes a specific idea or a feeling. For example, in Frederick Douglass's What to the Slave is the 4th of July, he continuously repeats the word you or your holiday, and that creates a feeling or emotions in his audience. So looking at specific words like that are what we're doing here. So when writing about diction, consider the following. Avoid saying the writer used diction. This is kind of one of those no duh statements, because if there are words on the page, that means that the writer has diction. There's words there, right? So instead of saying the writer used diction in order to, you want to analyze the type of diction. Okay, and so you might say the writer used formal diction, or the writer used elevated diction or jargon or colloquial language. We'll look at different types of diction in a second here. There's a handout on Schoology called Diction Handout that will help you with this. It looks like this. So as you can see, there are so many types that you should be studying and learning so you are familiar and comfortable using these vocabulary words in your own analysis. So it might, for example, an author might use elevated diction versus colloquial or everyday jargon. An author might use convoluted language or diction versus simple diction, okay? So it's important that you look at these, understand, and study them. Commentary on diction. So this is the 3-step process you are going to be practicing today for lesson 2.2, your asynchronous work for lesson or week 7, sorry. So step 1, okay, you are just looking at the connotation or the word choice, and you are embedding this into your analysis. You want to use those words or that phrase there so that I know what words you're analyzing. Step 2 then is commenting on the emotional response. What is the tone? How do you feel? And step 3, comment on the purpose of the type of diction an author uses. So consider, what's the significance? What does it show us about the speaker? What does it show us about the purpose and the message? You want to follow these steps every time when analyzing diction. Just make sure you're choosing the appropriate type of diction your author is utilizing. There are examples on these next few slides. Slide 12 and 13 both show an example of how you would do the 3-step process. This is also in your lesson 2.2 document, so you can use this as you're practicing, okay? On Schoology, there's also the handout. It says Diction Handout. This is there for you, so please use this to help you with your work. as you are practicing analyzing diction. Okay. There are also words to describe tone on this handout to help you with your analysis and commentary as well. As you are working on your lesson 2.2 asynchronous work, the slides and the diction handout will come in handy as you are practicing analyzing Brian Stevenson's diction in our book, Just Mercy. Let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help you. Otherwise, go ahead and work on your lesson 2.2 asynchronous work for week 7.